This is Starry Ari's ASMR. I am Ari, and today I'm going to take you around my house and show you some of my holiday decorations. We are starting this little mini Christmas tree that we have set up on our stair landing. We picked this tree up a few years ago at a thrift store. Actually, most of our decorations are thrifted or secondhand, and we usually have this sitting on our front porch, but this year we decided we wanted it inside instead. The base is wrapped in a beautiful candy cane striped ribbon with a really pretty sparkly silver edge. I could probably steam it because it's pretty wrinkled from being in storage, but I honestly don't really mind. And I filmed these clips early December, pretty shortly after we started putting out decorations, so not everything is fully fluffed or fixed from coming out of storage. It has a few cute, unique ornaments, but mostly these silver baubles. It's just such a cute little adorable tree. We have the tree sitting on this plant stand, and I think it is just so cute. Moving down the stairs, we have this pine garland wrapped in lights and just twisting around the stair banister. It's probably not the most safe thing to have the handrail scared, but we have to make sacrifices for pretty holiday decorations. At the bottom of the stairs, we have our umbrella stand with these plastic candy canes kind of hastily thrown in it. We usually have these candy canes set up outside, but I had not done it yet and just threw them in the stand in the meantime. Then near the front door window, we have this little gold bell with a cute holly leaf and pine handle. And we actually use this to conceal the remote that controls our outside lights. We also have a few of these bells just hanging on door handles throughout the house. On the windows, I like to put up these white snowflake window clings. I think they are so pretty, and they just make me feel in a happy winter mood, even if it's just kind of rainy and dreary outside. And the pack that I got has tons of sheets, so we definitely have enough to cover all of our windows. On the door into our garage, I hung this very large and sparkly red bow. Besides the garland and tree on the stairs, this is one of the first things we see when we're walking through the front door. I love how sparkly it is, and we actually have smaller versions of this bow spread around one of our living room walls that I will show you in a later clip. And on the doorknob, we have this silver door handle decoration with jingle bells and really pretty ribbon. Every time our dog walks by the door, her tail catches the bells and makes it jingle. I know some people have their dogs trained to ring bells like this when they need to go outside, but Edna just does it accidentally. Across from the garage door is our entryway table. We usually have a coin jar here, but for the holidays I set out this adorable little cardboard house that I cut a coin hole into the top of. The picture is really pretty with these lovely lights on the roof and the front of the house here. Our table looks kind of dirty here, but it's actually just chips in the paint. Since we've had it for a while, we just need to touch up the paint in a few spots. I think I got this house at the Dollar Tree. I think they tend to have kind of cute cutesy little cardboard things like this. I also like to put those snowflakes on our entryway mirror, or really anywhere around the house where they will stick. After Christmas, I usually take down the rest of our decorations, but just leave up the snowflakes, usually at least through January. On this wall, right next to the garage door, I have hung a bunch of these plastic, sparkly snowflakes. Some of them have chipped or broken through the years, but I still hang them, just like this one here. But I still hang them and just tell myself that they are actually more realistic now by being truly unique with those broken pieces. And I just think that they are so pretty. Right next to our bookcase, I have this adorable little wooden reindeer that is actually from when my mom was young, I believe. It comes apart in 2 pieces, so it's really easy to store. And it has this adorable red and white ribbon around its neck. And it used to have eyes glued on that I think just fell off over the years. We always have it set up in different places each year, and it's just so stinking cute. Our dog is always kind of interested in it. On the bookcase in our living room, we have this small snowman plushie sitting next to some books on a not full shelf. I think my grandma sent this to us one year, but both my husband and I have grandmas that like to send us cutesy little decorations every year, but I think this one was from mine. So his grandma did send me this candle warmer for my birthday this year, and I absolutely love it. Right now we have this holiday cookies candle set up, and I just turned on the warmer, so none of the wax was quite melted yet, but I think this warmer is so pretty. It has an amber colored glass and just looks like a beautiful little lamp. On the top of our bookshelf, I like to set up a little winter scene. We have this wooden sign that says joy with a metal snowflake as the O. And then I layered some lights and fake snow across the top, which I think gives it a little pretty touch. You can kind of see the wires up here, but from below they aren't really noticeable. Then we have a small pine tree that is really very lightly frocked with white sparkles. There's these beautiful holly leaves and a pine cone. And the base is wrapped in this lovely burlap with a twine bow. Then off to the side we have this framed picture of the ear silhouette of our first dog, who was named Maya. We usually have this picture hanging on the other side of the TV, but we kind of move some things around for our holiday decor, and we always like to put her picture wherever the snowy scene is set up because she loved the snow so much, and it just kind of makes us happy. On top of our entertainment stand along our TV, we have this very pretty ivy or like holly garland with gold beads intertwined and a few pine cones. My holiday decor color palette is usually red, white, and silver, but I still love having touches of gold like this. Here are those mini sparkly red bows that match the large one on the garage door. I just kind of spread these all over one of our living room walls, and it makes it so cute and festive. Some years I have mixed in gift bows too, but this year I just kept it at these. Then on the top shelf on our living room lamp, I have this really pretty mirrored geometric tree. And the base is wrapped in that same ivy holly garland as what is on the TV stand. Moving into the powder room, we have some decorative towels with these adorable red and white candy canes. In the corner of the counter, there's this beautiful frosted glass vase, or I'm not really sure what you would call this, but it has some white lights stuffed on the inside that makes it glow, and it is just really pretty. It has this white tree on the front. And of course on the mirror, I had to put more of these snowflakes around the edge. On the other side of the sink is our soap dispenser, which is this cutesy ceramic snowman. On top of the toilet, we have this wooden stand with 3 red candle holders. These have clear snowflakes on the front that let some light from the candles inside shine through. The wooden base is a little unsteady, but we use fake candles inside it anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. We also keep some of our regular house decor up, like this fake greenery, which is maybe more appropriate for like spring and summer, but I just like to kind of keep it up year round. We also have this painting over here of this hanging plant. This is our little dining table, and the centerpiece I just kind of threw together for it. We don't have a lot of space, so we have just this 2-person table, which works fine for just me and my husband. I set up this bit of pine down the middle and attached a few ornaments and fit into little red candles. I also have these cute little snowmen salt and pepper shakers. I wanted to find some festive placemats this year, but I didn't really find anything I liked, so we just used our normal gray and white ones. Now we're moving on to our Christmas tree. We have a fake tree that we thrifted our very first Christmas living together, and it is not the most full, but it still works all right for us. I'd set up the tree area for us to do some photos for our holiday cards. I still had these Santa hats and the white tinsel with lights down here that we used in some of the pictures. Our tree skirt is a soft white fabric lined with a beautiful red and silver ribbon. My mother-in-law actually made this for us one of our early Christmases together. Off to the side I have these very soft white decorative pillows draped by a red buffalo plaid blanket. I like to use classic warm white lights and wrapped the tree in red and silver tinsel. We usually have lots more personal ornaments on it. At this point, it mostly had just generic ornaments and a few personal ones here and there. That little ring box ornament was a gift from my grandma the year we got engaged. This one is actually just a keychain that we got during our trip to Costa Rica. My husband grew up in a family where they would each get a new ornament for the tree that kind of represented their year, so we started doing that a bit for our tree early in our relationship too. We got this one over here for a year that we traveled a lot around our area. Like we did a road trip down the west coast to Northern California and quite a few trips into British Columbia, so we felt the Pacific Northwest ornament kind of covered a lot of that. This Santa ornament cracks me up because my husband always sets it up like this. Even though it definitely has a string it could be hung from, he just gets a kick out of it. Then we have a couple of cute s'more stars, marshmallow people, ornaments from my husband's grandma that she loves to send us. Here's a pretty wooden paw print ornament we got the year that our first dog passed. It has her name on the inside and it's just so pretty. These aren't really an ornament, but they are eclipse glasses from the big solar eclipse in 2017. My husband is really big into astronomy, and that year we had booked a campsite to be right in the path of the eclipse and got a really great view of it. This is a little Debbie Christmas tree cake ornament that my mother-in-law gave us this year, and I think she thought it was just cute, which it is. This ornament is actually really cool and special because it is made out of a piece of my husband's great-grandmother's china. When she passed away, her kids decided to make ornaments with some of the chipped and broken dishware so that each kid and grandchild could have a piece of it. And I thought that was a pretty good idea, especially for families that maybe have multiple heirloom sets of china or dishes that are broken that they don't want to use, but they also don't want to just throw them away. I think that this ornament was for visiting Bellingham, Washington, which we absolutely love. Even though our tree is fake, it does still shed some of its plastic little pine needles. Just off to the side of our tree, we have our stockings. We don't have a fireplace, so we usually just hang them straight on the wall. My husband and I have these silver stocking letters. And then we have this extra stocking up to the top for our dog, but we don't actually have a stocking letter for her. We just use these kind of cheap classic red and white stockings, but we keep saying one year we're gonna get like special individual stockings. We just haven't done it yet. But they are very, very soft. If you thought we had enough snowflakes up, you would be wrong, because I also covered our sliding glass doors and upstairs windows in them. The doors, I actually stopped them about halfway up because that is where my dog's nose reaches, and I didn't want her constantly knocking them off on accident when we go in and out for her potty breaks. We do live in an apartment with shared backyard space that we don't manage, so don't judge us too much for the state of some of the grass out there. On these doors, I was also able to put some of these larger snowflakes because there's just so much space. We still haven't gotten much snow at all, but our forecast does have a little bit on a couple days when we will actually be traveling, so we might not get to see any at home until January. Here are the upstairs windows that, of course, have snowflakes on them. However, upstairs, I actually only have snowflakes on the windows that face the street and not on the windows that face the backyard. So I am a little bit slacking there. I just think these are so pretty and they're so fun. They just make me excited for winter whenever I see them. I'm not going to show too many of our outside decorations, but just some of the ones kind of right around our door. We have these cute little wooden snowmen that look to me like Christmas carolers. And then hanging around our doors, this green pine garland that we wrapped in lights with red and silver ornaments attached. And we actually DIY'd this a few years ago with help from my mom when one of our apartment complexes was doing a holiday decorating contest, which we did win. This is our door wreath, which has also seen better days, but it's still cute. And I keep telling myself each year I will shush it up a little bit, but I never do. It has these really pretty red velvet bows We have some really pretty decor, but I think my favorite has to be her door garland. It just looks so pretty at night, lighting up around the door. This isn't really decoration, but here's our meal calendar on the fridge with a couple of cute little snowflakes and some blue snow dots all around. And that was everything that I wanted to show you. Not all of our decorations, but I'd say most of them. I hope you enjoyed this little tour. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day and a very happy holiday season. Goodbye.